Please let's put our hands together for Dr. Otubea. Please put your hands together for Mpacha Mama Yembo Nsemni here as she comes.
Good morning. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so. Mpacha Obian to be stress reliever and a bit back on into Obian to be. And I will sing of the goodness of God. Mpacha Obian to be stress reliever no. And then number one. Oh, you all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good that I am able. I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have me through the fire. Cause now you are close like no other. I've known you as a father. Obianbi. I know you as a friend. Oh, yeah, I am the goodness of God. Oh, all my life you have been faithful. Obianbi. All my life you have been so. Oh, yeah. And I will sing of the goodness of God. Mama will say, But how many know that every year, May, a mental health awareness month? Into Mumbo Munsema or leaders, no? Yeah. On my idea, because maybe I am mental health awareness month. So what we do is that we go around and talk about mental health. Into Omoframi stress management. I was very excited. Because when we talk about stress, then it's also an important factor in mental health. Michelle Mubebre, I brought a questionnaire here. Meaning, Pacho na sebunim I can kind but it's essentially a screening tool. Inti mema mo feel it, come. Mencho din was so. Nothing to identify you. Just answer the questions. Now, Mufama Auntie Sarah, Mayor reports. Nice one. Now, media send it. More. Now, Mama suggestions for the future in terms of more stress levels. Me say high or shwa, then and I say or fever and I say then ye be afa ho. Why? Intimate questionnaires. Take it around. Pachobemo biaba, could just take one and fill it for me, and then we can start off. Okay. Intimate prepare slides, baby. But when I got here, I said, no, talk to your women. Talk to them. Talk. CLM. You are ladies with a message. Ladies with a message. Nah. Let's me a message, Mama. Okay, so I'm told that it's being screened live, so I have to reposition myself. Okay, right. So CLM. CLM. And the message is absolutely risen and risen indeed. So this morning I want to talk to you about stress and how to handle your stress levels. I think that's very important. As I said earlier on, I came with a whole bunch of slides to come and talk to you. But when I got here, I thought it would be good to connect with you on a personal level, one-to-one. Pacho kacho neighbor, one-to-one. Where girls talk. Pacho kacho in the count, girls talk. Woman to woman. Abi, you know dada. Okay. Inti pacho May a mental health awareness month. Inti sana meka earlier on. We talk a lot about mental health, and we try to draw a very big awareness on, the common things that affect our mental health. Your man kitten ben the woha affect your mental health. COVID by edin same baby but before COVID mental health so na ye shimu pa ejumakuo kesiya bako yefe World Health Organization yes boy ni defining what mental health is. So I'll start with a definition of mental health. Also first, you must be able to identify your abilities. And the second bit of it is that you must be able to cope with your stresses. And the third bit of it is that you must be able to work and contribute meaningfully, first to yourself and then to the community around you. But sure doesn't make sense. In the managing our stresses, Charlie, number one. Pacho, a lady by you na catch and say Charlie number one. Charlie number one. Woman to woman, number one. Very good. It's in Pacho stress, there. Minyanka meba around. Auntie Sarah, meet me around ebisa. Meet me around. Stress and our mental health, what's your view about it? My mama questionnaire, but your views about it. We be woman. Me the mic ni be na pressure because I didn't stress so answer na me ba can. So me stress obi a. Pacho be try.
Stress na kakra free.
So to me that or start management it's so to me that na stress in kakra free ho pacho den biom adibia show so pressure inta na mbese me the mic ni beba o me bese me show bia so pacho den biom it is so dana stress ne ko it is say pacho me ko echi there's someone who wants to talk at the back. Get him. Okay. Obi say it is a da now stress ne a coffin, but on card de potin no. Obi say it is oh yeah then. Adie bia show so adie bia show as adie bia show so. Hey.
Problem bia but now you overreact.
Problem bia but now you overreact. Passion pe ba ko pa account.
Anase upe said ni awoye nyina awoye wie asem bia wo de aso asem bia wo de show de bia na waye
Dru. Ma boa. Pacho mo bom nsamo mo nyina. Ideas no wo ho bebre. Stress simply your emotional response, especially in my intimate my restricting me to emotions. Na meka abako sembi also achemo. Your emotional response to the situations that affect us. Pachomate ase. Inti yeka stress first wandering your body and then your environment. Pachom saying fa wandering your body and then your environment. Anything beyond that, no, yedba she baby. Inti how nyoma affect no, ko wa dream, and also so have effect on pediano based on the things that are coming around you. Pachomate here. Aha. Inti three things that are involved. Your mind, or you can't say your brain. Mind in the meboa. And your brain, your body, and then what? The environment. Pacho, do I make sense? Aha. Na yakoye ni pay so de your stress no. Abako say my woman say your positive bit of it and your negative bit of it. Pacho mate say baby ya stress any cry ya himfa. Hina nenim. CLM. Baby a stress any crack. Pacho hoye himfa. Oh, CLM. Ma bang, mumbo munsa mama ho. Baby a stress any cry ne awudomi. Number one. Hona stress any crack. But ye nipa ne etiase ye ne ya adwen ne ye body ne ye environment interact no stress beba. Eno ye friend distress. Pachomate ase. Aha. Into negative one no ye friend distress. Eno na me pese ma adwen ye ko me pese mo boa me na ye mfa ya adwen enko honom. Na distress no into positive one no eno na Emma o sorry intem nkwala wo so ye ne tentem pay aduane si o pay ka ba ha ene ne positive one no etise o ko adwuma etise o sorry etise o dware etise o ye nkwala o ma o ye nkwala ready mo nyina mo bo ama no set out ene ye positive patchomate ase I and no nkete na boa yen to meet up with our daily expectations and only a positive. But no crown member ho. My member negative one. Your friend distress. Distress no. And no I'm perceive I can't want some because most of the cases are around distress. Pachomatias here. Na member ho no. Na me demo call back to first analysis na me mind, the mind, the body, and then the environment. CLM, ma being too much. Okay. Inti matia no nase na say the sources that will come from stress no, they must be centered around these points. Pacho matia say, inti body no, first make body no, biological. Just to meet that level. Biologically, no, there are changes in our bodies that can prone us for stress. Pachomate say, your baby premenstrual syndrome. Madam Fubi, and son of Benyan menses and just okoda hospital. Na yasibeye ne yasa on to mean just biological changes in the body causing stress. Obiawo, less than 6 months. Afe okasa insiso. Afe waya ha. Afe wow sha nyoma nkoye. Yefe bibi postpartum patchomate and nidinda. Postpartum stressor. Body no inside no. Nyoma sesa so nyem no biochemicals were released to help the body maintain the baby. No ankasa. Say no. Those biochemicals, they say deplete. In the process of depletion, no, it's me. Ni bunfu ya kwa na se ni bufu. Ebi dia no ye dia. It's me a psychosis. There was this case. Ni kunfi ejuma ba no packing your money na e ofie ho. Just had a baby. I think it was less than 6 months. And see, sometimes a man, mental health issues, largely, which are statistics now, significantly, in a man, we are more likely to be skewed towards that direction because biologically, a boy, so that's how I put it. It predisposes us to mental health conditions. But I say, Meka no etisuno. Na since maka yare, maka having a baby, maka premenstrual, menopause. Menopause in itself comes with a lot of challenges. Hot flashes. Wofu. Beka na afe wofu. Kaka tantrums. Nina. Inti me kat we nyina tremo. Say na obe show dream aba how some of these things affect you. Patchomata say, Inti biological, the changes that go on within our bodies, especially for us women, sometimes we have no control. Most often, or largely, we have no control over it. Patchomata say, okay. Now, the mind. She, your manner to yes, the things that happen to us, 80% is your interpretation of the things that happen to you. But sure, does it make sense? Yes, thinking is no thinking until thinking makes it so. So bedroom and can yes you. But so bedroom, you are looking for meanings where there are no meanings, no. So I don't stress amount. So we look at the mind, then we talk about how we interpret things. In some way, because as long as we are living, we have to interact with our environment. Environment, no. Brain, okunu woho, oye woho, papa woho, mama woho, and there are kids as well. There are what? There are so many people we have to interact with. In the environment, the kind of things that are coming to us, and yet so important as interpretation and perception of the things that happen to us. Pachomate say, I make way confidently so because me a breast care advocacy. Now, about 2 cancer patients with the same diagnosis. Bakube benyankwa. Pachomuni the reason why. Because for one of them, there was a different interpretation of that experience. Pachomata say, Baku for one, just by hearing diagnosis, COVID by, I had a case back. My medical hospital, I'm saying COVID. No, heart attack. No, heart attack, she was gone. So our interpretation of the things that happen to us, that come from our environment, is stress. What I say, I'm not just saying, because what I say, then you understand what strategies will be relevant to address the stress that come at us. In the any environment, essentially our interpretations of the things that are happening. And some of us, because of our experiences, we went through a bad childhood experience. We've gone through divorce, very bitter one. We stayed with family structures that weren't treated. we've gone through a lot of traumatic experiences. Are done your world view of things. It affects your world view of things if you don't control it. Into the mind and the environment. And I may explain your chairman. I say, I necessarily no, but our interpretation of the things that happen to us. I think that's very important because especially make our biological, one of the biological seminars now for women. I tell them one example, and this is very important, but it's connected to what I'm saying. Biologically, brain, the part of the brain that controls intuition. 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 Okay. Intuition, to say, you are able to have knowledge about something without visible evidence. Remember my example, but studies say for women, the part of the brain that controls intuition is larger than men. Women are able to have more intuitive abilities than men. A boyfriend on chain is so cheat you and no myself, but unim. Baby son say, oh, I see minim, main chain is minim se kwejo on a nam. And most often they are right. They don't even have the evidence, but they are right. Because scientifically, Adoma Chedi and Yankupon Diama say the difference between wo or beemano, the part of the brain that can look through events even without much evidence, a highly enhanced. When you can enhance a son. To me, a juma a broso. To me, read ya, name you are starting. A kikabum, tutu. Moshe, say I'm fat. Meboa, aha, make a sign your way in natural. Sena, ye bet yes, the sena stress no. If you are a baba and so ya near a friend, ye man a milk, ye man a sardine, ye man a pure water, near man a Baltic, or could the baby on so near a friend. It's me, mamma, all these examples so that you appreciate it. And see, I'm coming back to my the mind and the environment. In Sisanyoma way nano, our interpretation of it affect us. Into meka, na me case is sources of stress. So Pachomati I say, aha, no man and stress ne ebano. Now I also want to say age beyond be a friend milestone development. At the stress nenam, and also biological no. We do 20s. Oh, she share Juma, oh, go school. Oh, she share way. We do 30s. Now, fish, straight, oh, pay Juma. Oh, as it's so worry. Yeah, the pressure at all. So, just say 40s. The challenges are there. Now, you have midlife crisis also. So, 50s, 60s, 70s. In the age, ninya, then the challenges ever. And also, my person with the too much very, very important. It feeds into the whole perception on the role of the mind, the body, and then the environment. Until largely, Makano, how do we control our stresses? How do we control it? Send ye be managing. Send ye be managing it. Send a assem to ya. We are able to put ourselves together and still take the steps that are required. How do we manage our stress? I'll move away from the conventional ways. You say eat well. You say exercise. Obi say dakakra. Obi awada what's in your say. Still, you know it, but it's not working. Why? I'll move away from my friend now unim no. And you may be someone, need some back baby, and I may found Cora and mamma pressure kakra. Mamma stress kakra. Meaning so him exercise, me boy. Science at say sometimes just 30 minutes of exercising, it produces some hormones in your body or biochemicals in your body that allows you to have very stable mental health. It's exercise here, eat well, and also see good sleep hygiene, and also say, but you say no, but I'll move away from the conventional ways and then talk about the critical things based on the cases that I see as well. But you free be life skills. But you munim life skills. Matida. One of my life skills of school. And me be just to make a old system for I. But you want to be. Hi. Life skills. And ye diane no net na as the name goes. Life skills. That's they say no. What I see is that we are fading away from the skills that are relevant for us to live. And we are living more of a reactive coping strategy. Then we are quickly looking for something. Proactive way of coping. One of it in your life skills. But me explaining life skills, Anna. Be say life skills here. They say Adriana Noah. I'm say, hey, go school time then. They need Adriana Noah. Stress management. First one, life skills. Now, make a life skills. Now, yeah, I see a fairly older generation. Then I also emphasize the relevance of teaching our children life skills. Number one, life skills, no. Your favorite communication skills. So no be na no akasa. About your stress management, because the integral part of it in your conflict management. So niane the way obe communicate, obe kasa, asem to the cry. Especially I know say in our setting, no. We are some way, somehow socialized not to talk about our problems. In Kofu Bebre, what different perceptions about problem talking. Say, and I'm far some thing. And now, life skills and back communication. Send I over kasa, and I send you in pampo kasa. And how to even talk about our problems. Yeah, man, sometimes we social. Maybe I may count. I'm saying we don't for betterment. See, I record this so live streaming. Because abuse, no, violence, no. I think that sometimes women, we have a role to play. We have a role to. And man say, and then most of the homes, even if there is a man, the woman has a bigger role to play. Into how come say we are grooming men who end up beating other women who we have contributed in socialization. But you're wondering for a second. If women, I always say, and because I do women's mental health advocacy, because if we can have women to teach our male children how to communicate, men should cry. Because what happens is that Obako worry, and because he's not expected, he would have problems in the marriage and would have difficulties expressing the problems that he has. Pachomate say, years ago, not too long, my colleague one of church members or a man drove somewhere, locked himself up and set himself on fire. Yeah. Set himself the car on fire. And see, Ufi said if this man had good communication skills, asem hana, bien anonka. Obe bien anoaka. let's help our male children to talk. Almost one can say stop crying. Monsu, osuya, let them explain what their emotions are. I don't know soon. It's good to get upset, but ensure that when you're upset, whatever the issues are, you deal with it. Anger is not a coping strategy. Maybe I'm anger doesn't solve problems. Into soon we are. Let's talk about what happened. Me and can't share your mom. Into me can't coping with stress. Communication, very, very important. But mathematics, and may divert from what the things you know. Communication skills. So how to solve the problem. Conflict resolution. Like a problem solving skills. You know, we run away from problems and confrontation. We were brought up in homes and told that confrontations are horrible or conflicts are horrible. So ni pa benya to kwa ana disagreements na ebone. I don't think the Bible says so. Conflict, well, you see a lot of those examples even in the Bible. So let's learn how to approach problems. When they come, let's learn how to deal with it. If you have to talk about it, if you have to see a professional, if you have to see your pastors, if you say CLM, into a kind of support group, into a program, my opportunity to maybe talk or have someone listen to you, use that avenue in communication skills, conflict resolution skills. That's what I say. And you say when you might serious, it means I am mental also. We say when you might serious, Mr. Mammy is serious. Okay, so I think this is very important. Self-management skills, body-related skills, self-management. It's a word a coping strategy. How do they interact with people? How you talk to people, how you deal with it in a coping strategy. A definition of what it is and how it affects you, you are lost because you don't even know. Intimate body related, how you carry yourself. A coping strategy, and I'm winning. Very, very important. Make cases, then into life skills, abroad. But what I think is relevant for young man, how we deal with our problems. If you can't get anyone to talk to, walk to the hospital and talk to a professional. You see, your community health nurses, psychiatric community health, they go into the communities, communities, not people with problems. Talk to them. Walk to the hospitals. They say, you mental health professionals, hospital biya nyamiadum, omo might say empty and everywhere you go. Go and talk to them. If the people around you, you are not confident about, go and talk to them. Pachomata say, Mecca and no my case is to say, know yourself. You know, baby, home. We don't know ourselves. When I say know yourself, I'm talking about having a relationship with yourself as well. Have a relationship with yourself. It's one of the missing things that I see. And I say that you will sit with yourself from this life till you go. Even when you go with yourself. But you won't go to different. So it's you in this whole life. Have a relationship with yourself. Sit down, talk to yourself. In Semnetua, talk to yourself. Pachomata say, Yeka David story. Ombokokuba, they had taken everything out of him. In Crawford, no, your moko ye, you man by, no. I feel more plan is almost stone, you know, and ombekuno. Pachomoka is our scripture. You see, David did what? He encouraged himself. Mama cannot come and say, why you man, why 50% amame? He encouraged himself. Talk to yourself. It's a relationship with yourself. And it's understanding yourself. Your weaknesses. My friend is soft spots. We have soft spots. We have strengths. Yefro be bekata. Oba bekata kama. Mama kind. Obi was also gifts. Mama did or no need any gift. So strengths, weaknesses. Know yourself. What temperament is saying? What temperament? What personality? What temperament? It's much more of, especially women, your emotional response is, but it is what would direct largely our approach to problems. Pachomate I say largely na asem to ya, and no never direct your approach to it. If you be melancholic. Personality no and our temperament and sadly you came with those traits largely no sana out here and confabeka sana out here but really that is it but sana no you also have to open yourself to know the good things about it and the other aspect of it which is not progressing you in any way. If you be melancholic personality, oh no, I say, naturally, no, you're a happy person. On shada, you're a happy person. To say, but could be a friend, a sanguine. This is sanguine. Baby, I'm free, no, for America, no what's slang in a cacao, if you Ghana has so can sanguine. Oh no, hey, on na oh who are oh, but to send a mama cow be hard again, no melancholy or no hago. Well, could you not baby no a show? And yes, say or cheno, on the society in me born. And see, know yourself because when you know yourself, it be attempt to and your man you begin to appreciate your response. Response them wow, obey who juma. But your matter say, it's melancholic, no. On your happy person, generally. On your auntie says it's sanguine now, on hey, Charlie, to say, I'll be here in your back, church, you'll be hey, high five, hey. They are not so sad, not say, son, and yammy bono. Melancholic, no, ye cry. Generally, no, on your happy person. Sunday, I'm not so need your divine, no. But your matter say, yes, or cheno, yes, and you born, but on no sonny the other by no so cacra, and no sonny. Now, in church, watch, I say, largely no melancholic, no, they are driven by fear. That's one of the weakness. Into problems bad, who to me toswa, a 20% to me, a mao, a hypertension at once, no, be to me toneso. Because a children, unlike a bacono sanguine, or no, I am not background, or come as a or call, hey, or I can ask a matter to real more. They are much more driven by anger or more weakness, one of the weakness of that trait. Into who's a wedding, a bebo, unima unim. Asem to ane hu atoso. Unim meboa. But now you know. And see, when you know your personality, you are candid to yourself. I think that's one of the benefits. And a bit decrease psychological problems as well. Because we are melancholic. Because one naturally no only happy person no a be worsen no the biana o dream your friend be a friend in a negative thinking styles If you are now drinking, your favorite be overthinking. I drink you to me, Driana tra. I feel any namani a kasa. Overthinking. Your favorite be filtering. Sa se mesino. As babe, na kawa assembling na we home. Boneno. Filtering. It's a style of thinking. We are melancholic. You pick every situation for you, know the possibility of picking out negativity more. Into nimsa. It helps you. Meboa. Who to me open yourself up to learn more. Pacho meboa. If you be polarized thinking. Or no be a black or white. Black or a Michael Jackson. Black or white. Bibia is good or bad. There is no midline. I see me see yeah and now yet. I see me see your yeah no. It's black and white. It's when you see the world in a polarized way now. Maybe you are very stressed because for you there's no midline between whatever it is, the problems that are coming at you. Intimate more. No. Know yourself. Know your personality. Accept change. Coping strategy. Change is difficult. Accept change. Things happen to good and bad people. Things happen. You're messy. You're messy. Meboa. Yeah, things happen. Like things happen. Obia were nice. The Okowa autistic child. They were very active in church, serving God. Who are answers? No, you don't have. Things happen. Okowo second one, so schizophrenic child. Kwanu was schizo. So things happen. Obia wari Okowo miscarriage. Second one miscarriage. Third one things happen. Accept changes in life. When they do, seek professional. Oshana assembly bro so Mr. Men got now them end it might be kasa. But we talk to the right people. Obi ba ho no kind of problems at chewa. Don't listen to respond. Michelle, because most of you know, nyomana makekeni nyina because I done it in that direction for the longest time no. Nkofu ba yen ho no more problems are. Nkofu problem. They don't want to come. No, they don't want to come to us. Person mo ba because you show so ba obe judge no. Obe fa Bible o de be judge no. But that's not your role. Your role is to listen. Men judge nkofu because things happen. Make sure Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. And in all that, get what? Understanding. In Tiene, you are getting understanding. Things happen. Obi ba ho no problem. Be empathetic. Very empathetic. Listen to them. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You don't have to say, just listen. They just want someone to listen to them. Not necessarily because of a solution. Remove a solution. They just want someone to listen to them. Pacho biba no problem. Men for Bible and judge no. Pacho what I say. Especially wakudi boni bipa no be confessional. Only no bonfire. Listen to them. If you have an advice, give to them. But don't judge them. Pacho what I say. Coping strategies biano. Obetonum. A coping strategy. I'm the start here. Tonyum, twa kusitama heaviness never left it. Your favorite be music therapy. Twa hymns no. Yeah, ma olden days no. They were very therapeutic with the hymns. But to me, 2 hymns na on kasa so twa nensem no auto no. Or twa into 2. I wanted you to relieve any burden that's coming at you. Now, speak it to your spirit, your soul, and your body. Inna the otumeda, oh sorry, ya na Kyle. But it's good to have a good sleep. It's good to have a good sleep. Wait me a day, make sure say environment near clean. O phone in now chain, way in now chain, there be your favorite sleep hygiene. Make sure say technology. Miss Anyo many way yako baby, and the environment is good for you. Don't go to bed thinking. Only experiment. I experiment. It was in a country in Africa. Now, almost say, in no more that country, they had very good mental health. The researchers found out, say, before Mobedano, omo doll. Now, doll, no. They say all their problems on the door and then go to sleep. Can you imagine? Omo problems nina to door no so. Omakoda. Oh, then now all kind of problems to so. Oh, katuwa dream. And now usumi so. And now nyankopon. And now wana. Prayer is a coping strategy. Prayer is. Meditation is. It's a coping strategy. It is. As a Christian psychologist, I can confidently advise you to use those methodologies. Or share Psalms now. Share David. Nene sensem. Nene nyoma. Oh yeah. They are coping strategies. No, can't sem. Obeti me afa no way relate here. It's meditation. Use it. A coping strategy. Who need all? Obey muacho o feel coupon. It's perfect. Bible can Habakkuk 3 verse I think 9 or 19. So God is our strength. And you turn our feet. He likened it to the feet of a deer. And we walk on high heels. Heels need to be stresses. So besha no 2 afa so. Meboa. Besha which you know. It amazes you how you're able to, just move around it. But it's so only more so first. Patrick, what I say, in your processes, you have to start building for yourself. In kaka every day. Because the transformation starts with every day. Man, may train. I'm waiting. 2 years time, Debbie. Every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What can you do for yourself to cope with the stresses that are coming around you? Now, taking a deep breathing, breathe out. No, sorry. Taking a deep breathing, breathe out. Deep breathing, breathe. Just deep breathing, breathe out. Bear 5 times. And you're good. Very, very good. Brain, no. So, imagine, baby. It's not able to draw a very good difference between you imagining something and you seeing it. Intiane bi wa stress because bibia wo imagine brain interpret it say it's happening right there. So if it's not happening and you are using the power of imagination to bring stress on the things that have not even happened, no, you can also use the same brain to project a way out of it. That's what I say. So you can begin to focus on the things that you want to see. The positive things that you want to see. You can gradually, every day, 5 minutes, begin to project on the things that you'd want to see. Begin to project on the things that, and your 5 minutes are 1 minute, 2 seconds. But what I say. See, my coping baby, my coping styles baby. No, different. So look at what will work for you. What will work for you? Say now, how stressed you are, no, and what's happening to you now? It means that strategies now I employ in the past, they've not helped much. And to say, no, Now, all taking in useful ones that will work for you. They be 5 minutes. No matter what, 5 minutes per day. Take a break and work on one of these ones that will work for you. It would help. Pachomati say, Yankupon shine na CLM. We invite me crab, me made me home beba. Yeah, because most of me are ladies with a message. And Mrs. Sunu me per messages no. A pepper na more powerful message in the Christ is risen. Inti yani Yankupon net sure risen no. We are risen above stresses and anything that is meant to bring us down and cause us to be dysfunctional in this life. No, we are up high and risen above it. It's a minimum bosso because CLM. Okay, it's me pause for questions. And Auntie Sarah, me pause for questions.
But now we talk about boy child. Say, young children how to communicate. Now, mama no wo children no. But they be also na no kunu eku. It's Diana mo country akolano. And I'm mo children.
Okay. Mama say mama. Say mama why are there? And let me answer. Why are there? Okay. Inti the important question about this is parents, most often we are models. Yeah, the kids pay attention to what we do than what we say. Then maybe the home situation is not motivating our children because there's no even proper model to show him the way. I think that I'll say two things with regards to that. The first thing is that don't give up on that. There's something about consistency that works magic in child upbringing. Who interview nkofo bebria, mbeka sure say, me mama dear not to say, bacho me wa, me papa dear not to say. The consistency of your training will get him where you want him to get him. The second bit of it is that get much more healthier models. Is there anyone around? They can also equally play those fatherly figures or uncle or other siblings with very healthy environments. Mom visitation. When they are old enough, they begin to draw semblances of what is good and what is not good and what they want for themselves. But who are you consistent with yours now? It makes it much easier for them to accommodate the healthier ones that they are taking in. Into one, consistency. Because in my powerful, if we are consistent with our boy socialization, and we are very consistent with their mental health, we will really raise very so many cameramen mentally sound men. Because the issues that are coming are, Charlie, remember, no more in a year, last year, statistics, the women were like 4 times higher than the men who would come out and say that I have a mental health problem, help me. It's not part of their orientation. So consistency is key, especially for single parents or one. Consistency is key. You may not get it right all the time, but the little stability that you give will pay off in the long run. But your question, another question. Where mental health talk, come on, you better. But your question be another question. Question be any ho. Be I okay. Be I fine. Mr. Mayor, the mental health awareness, every day 5 minutes, do something for your mental health. And talk to yourself patiently. Men kasach and show the one no makasam say be why hey. Be a friend to yourself. But you Mr. Dane. Person who don't start toes or her. Or how? Let this one touch here. Nakachon say, I'm a friend to myself. I'm a friend to myself. I'm a friend to myself. CLM, we are friends to ourselves. CLM, if you count, taking a deep breathing and breathe out. Taking a deep, answer to her. Not taking a deep breathing and breathe. Therapy, and no one starts new. Taking a deep breathing, breathe out. Good. Taking a deep breathing, hold it up, out. If you remember to me, about where the Ben couldn't crumane ye, so Ben couldn't nam. Let's try it again. Mahano and now, Pocoso. If you do it well, you feel the movement of the air. And then the therapy, and nebwa. Now I am concerned, and you nyashi. Me Pedriano, a stress that it will still go back straight. Taking a deep breathing, hold it up, out. Good. Oh, CLM. We are ladies with a message. Last one. Yeni ye. Me she, me market so. Mema award. Yeni ye. Taking a deep breathing. Hold it up. 1, 2, 3, out. When to me anya, not just say me who answer ma and then my faka. When to me anya. So every 5 minutes every day, I want you to just sit with yourself. Put your hand on your chest. Taking a deep breathing. Man, drink taking a deep breathing and breathe out. 5 minutes for you. Pacha Dawson. Ma obia accept us. Ye show obia ebedu yesono. Na fe ye yare. No. Take care of yourself. Why? Teach your don't train your girl children. Say we see a live streaming. Don't groom your girl children for men. They enter into marriages and they have let them wait name back. Let's bring them up for themselves first or for God first. Themselves, if they have healthier relationship with themselves, they will have healthy relationship with God. Pachomat nase. Emma yengumi ye mano for men. Meshemo. Teach them to live life. Teach them to love themselves. Teach them to have a relationship with themselves. Compassion, or extending to honor first. Or enough, it will be easier to extend it to other people. If you teach them all about every other person than on your problems and challenges, mental health challenges, they will break down. They will break down. In some can be a wild, but you need it. Monfana kumapemu. Nyankopon shaso. Neye stress biya edo biya so. By just the short therapy, no on lefty. Oh, yes, dim. Mia member, the same way invite me across CLM.
So, a typical Ghanaian lady will do all the house chores, will take care of the husband, the children, and everything. And at the end of the day, as you rightly said, now we are now with the hobby and I want you to give us a practical management of those things. And then number 2, talking about training our girl children to first of all take care of themselves before others. How do we practically do that? Because the young way my memo and say, oh, cause say. So at the end of the day, when it's Saturday like this, all we do is we call our kids Brianko senior man to she's picking it up. How do we do the other one you are talking about? So that right from the young stage, when we senior or manage stress, now onia are stressful mano. Thank you.
It's in one question. The first one said the best example here. The first example here. And like I answered Mommy's question, the consistency of the message that you are starting with. The message on mental health or the message on care. We are products of socialization. Much more a reflection of how our parents were. Sometimes, especially mommy, we largely grew up with our mothers, no. A very direct representation of them, Michelle will be or say, hey, what's up, my power, Missy? Miss Subain, the but yes. You laughed. We are very direct representation of our parents. The consistency of what you do. And I'm not saying my mother is she's a very excellent woman. The consistency of what you do in this whole thing, and then it starts happening. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself is not to say that neglect the things that you have to do. If you have to apportion time to do the things that you have to do it. But you see, that's the whole trajectory say about the fear. I think we need to move away from that. They say, yeah, man, no more school. They have education now, but there are more mental health problems. Because one, we never taught them how to have a relationship with that. Talk to them. When they go to school and they come back, have conversations on what happened in school. Maybe boy, last 2 terms, and then last December, the teacher back home. I see BB work, one year in term, none teacher, also in the collar, not in the ball. Door. Yeah. And so I'm talking about boys and violence. So I was giving the girl medication. And I was say, oh, Pedro. I'm like, oh, and my first time, as usual, I just ignored him. Then he said it second, third. I'm saying, come over, let's have a conversation. Me PM before he said it. But you see what that thing. So what I did was that I had the teacher apologize to my son. I said, you've caused me a long-term, havoc. But let's start damage control. And the first damage control is that I want you to apologize to him and admit the wrongfulness of the act. But you know what this is? This is how I am. It's a memory. I said, you've caused me more harm, but start by apologizing to my son and have your school counselors. So sometimes it's the bane of what we do because we see it all the time. I said, have your school counselors put him in counseling sessions for not less than 9 hours a week. You know what they did? So, we talked about the issue. I'll come back to your thing. We talked about the issue. And one of my recommendations, this teacher needs support. To have done that, on here, psychological support. Let her receive counseling. That's what I can control. So they do all that they had to do with my. The next term, or the book will be by any. She's been sacked. Ask them if I'm lying. So you see some of the things I'm talking about. Or the book will be by any. We quite know your bar. Yeah, unfortunately, the mommy a nurse. I'm saying, and your mental health professionals now award day by a social near social the beba also. And she's been sacked as I speak to you. And I'm just saying, say, some of the things, first of all, the consistency of what you do, that tells the story much. You know, you are very weepy. They be ana usu. Your masha also. And what show? They be ana usu. What are you teaching the kids? What is self-care within that? They be ana usu. The consistency of what you do is a your favorite template. It's a template for them, and they are carrying it along. And you will say more now about Canadian, no. And this is the sensitive period. By 10 to me, and 11 years, so to me, draw analysis of what is right or wrong. So it's much, but the critical stage in there, it's modeling, like what you do or show, and the consistency of what you say and what you do. If you are doing good self-care mean kind of poche, koto akoko besi we nim then. Eduane na odina eating healthily. It's self-care. Eduane na odina oil. They say cholesterol so is a big issue now. Oil ayesum me mano omo school ba beka him say eduane ya de ma me oil nkwa. How are they able to say that? Because they know that there's that realization at home. So today the stew was sweet. I catch them say the stew. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Takwa, they gave me food, and it was sweet as well. When we interrogated, they had put sugar in it. So I'll talk to your headmaster. Maybe they put sugar in the stew. Also, tasting it is sweet. No, catching that down for so be tasty, and it's not sweet. So they know that right from the home, I'm a bit careful and a bit picky about what I put into my body. That's self-care. And that's what I've transcended to them. Food juice is kalipone nyoma yateso. They say natural so bolokaba, natural food juice. It's self-care. So it's the consistency of what you do that is telling the story. And yet much of what, and obviously there should be a consistency of what you say and what you, but if they have to, they will look at what you do. And they will pick it up from there. CLM. What will be your question? This is Mental Health Month. Michelle, me yen share who suye. To say we are no obi ka e-levy stress. Obi say we COVID stress. Ni nyina say we are na ekono. Ekono ni mo enko na chibium. Technology is here to stay, and it's also about with its challenges. Mental health, important. Let's all take care of ourselves in any way that you can. Social media, look out for the positive pages that are encouraging and that will foster your growth. And go on to these pages. We are say now we are sure we are and you're not back of a channel. In the social media, Instagram, me or dr.otubea, or Psycare, PSYCCARE. Follow us, like our pages, YouTube, Nyoma Bebre, breast health, and all that. Nyankopon shine na yabesa kasa mo mental health issues nya ma be ka won sem. Sarah invite me kwa me ameba. Se na makan. CL ma be ka won sem nyina ma Nyankopon shine. O Yesu dim. Amen.